5 IPO attempts, over 1,600 stores, 6.2 billion yuan in annual revenue. Who is Lao Xiangji? A humble bowl of chicken soup that's become a national phenomenon. But can this growth and this soup sustain a public company? In this video, origin, growth tactics, financials, and IPO attempts, from Anhui routes to 58 cities, serving hundreds of thousands daily, and 5 tries at going public, most recently on the Hong Kong exchange. Revenue has jumped fast, but margin and cash are under pressure. Is the low-price strategy sustainable, or a short-term feast? Let's dig in. We start in 1982 with Xu Kongshuan, a farmer from Feishi, Anhui. With 3,800 yuan and 1,000 chicks, his journey began. From chicken farmer to the founder of a fast food chain. Ownership of farms, kitchens, and distribution, a full supply chain. Explosive expansion, but with risks. Stay tuned as we unpack the rise, the numbers, and whether an IPO can save the empire. Xu Kongshuan returned to Feishi in 1982 and chose poultry farming. He started with 1,000 chicks and a vision to raise free-range chickens. Within years, he became one of the region's largest chicken farmers. By 2003, rising costs and more competition pushed Xu to pivot. He launched Feishi Old Hen, betting Chinese flavors would win. He insisted on slaughter and stew immediately for freshness. At 3 a.m., Xu walked culverts to collect eggs, sometimes barefoot. He enforced delivery within 4 hours to preserve flavor. Traceability and control became his competitive edge. Today, Lao Xiangji runs 3 farms, 2 central kitchens, and 8 distribution centers. Central kitchens ensure consistency and 48-hour fresh delivery. Owning the chain reduces procurement risk compared to peers. In 2012, the brand became Lao Xiangji to support national expansion. The 180-day free-range promise became a core brand message. Soon, the chain expanded rapidly across East China. During the 2008 crisis, feed prices spiked and many restaurants closed. Lao Xiangji maintained 15% lower raw material costs via vertical integration. Consistency and food safety built public trust. Through 5 generations, operations evolved. Visible central kitchens, new service models. They even standardized a 21-step stewing process to scale quality. The brand moved toward a Chinese family kitchen model. By 2025, Lao Xiangji covered 58 cities, with deep roots in Anhui. 751 stores in Anhui alone, and over 700,000 customers served daily. High table turnover is a core operational advantage. But growth brings complexity. Next, how expansion and finances collide. We'll examine pricing, franchising, cash flow, and competition. From 4.5 billion to over 6.2 billion yuan in 3 years. Fast growth on paper. Net profit reported at 409 million yuan. Margins rose from 5.57% to 6.5%. Surprisingly, average customer spend fell, not rose. They cut prices to attract traffic, cheaper than Malatang in places. This is a price-for-volume play. More customers, lower ticket. Local competitors are puzzled by the low-ticket strategy. 739 new stores in 3 years, roughly 21 per month. Direct stores are decreasing, franchise stores surged. In 2025 alone, 246 direct stores converted to franchises. The franchise fee is low, 50,000 yuan per year, to lower entry barriers. Nearly 60% of franchisees are former employees. Rapid internal expansion. But this internal model risks diluting brand control. Shifting risk to franchisees accelerates expansion and shifts failure risk externally. The company collects fees while local operators bear operational risk. That can erode local quality and long-term brand equity. Control from chick to table, 3 farms, 2 central kitchens, 8 distribution centers ensuring 48-hour delivery and traceability. But cash is tight. 655 million in current debt and 159 million in long-term liabilities. Only 572 million in cash. Less than near-term debt needs. Liquidity pressure is real. Expenses rose from 420 million to 630 million in 1 year. Cash burn grows as expansion accelerates. Capital needs are driven by supply chain upgrades and new stores. Growth rate slowed from 24.8% to 11.3% over 3 years. Net profit growth cratered, down to single digits. Lower average spend is a deliberate tactic, but it hits margins. Table turnover, 4.8 at direct stores, 3.3 at franchises. Traffic increases, but unit economics vary. Peak traffic helps revenue but adds operational stress. By comparison, Western chains sustain much higher average spending. Regional competitors have captured market share with different tactics. Some rivals even exceed Laoxiangji in daily sales per store. The brand is heavily regional, making national expansion tougher. An IPO becomes one of the few ways to raise the capital needed for growth. The prospectus plans to raise 1.08 billion won for supply chain and expansion. This is a do-or-die bid to finance the next leg of expansion. Rapid franchising risks inconsistent customer experiences. Brand trust can erode if local operators cut corners. Maintaining quality across thousands of franchisees is costly and difficult. Xu Xiaolong, the founder's son, took de facto leadership in November 2023. He accelerated franchising, 118 franchises in 2022 to 756 by mid-2025. Former employees became the backbone of rapid rollout. Rapid growth increases supply chain complexity and operational defects. The company must invest heavily in training and oversight. These costs contribute to rising expenses and cash strain. The company's vertical integration is an advantage, but finance and brand risk are real. Scale and supply control versus margin pressure and liquidity constraints. If executed well, an IPO-funded expansion could unlock national growth. From 2022 to 2023, 3 failed Shanghai filings, and a 2025 Hong Kong attempt that lapsed. 5 attempts and counting. Each setback raises questions. Why keep trying? Because internal cash and growth dynamics force their hand. Flattening growth and thinning margins make outside capital nearly essential. The 1.08 billion win would fund supply chain upgrades and accelerate national rollout. Improved logistics could sustain low-price play if managed efficiently. Investors worry about cash flow, franchise dilution, and regional concentration. Downside risks could quickly erode value if growth stalls. Alternatives include private capital, joint ventures, or slower controlled growth. Each path trades speed for control in different measures. Culturally, Laoxiangji tapped into a longing for familiar flavors, a big intangible asset. Many workers call it their second canteen. That loyalty matters. Can this bowl last? It depends on execution, maintaining quality while stabilizing cash. Best case, IPO funds a national rollout, margins recover. Worst case, cash crunch and brand erosion. The recipe is simple, but scaling it is brutally hard. Key takeaways: strong supply chain, franchise risk, urgent liquidity needs, heavy regional focus. An IPO could work if governance, franchise standards, and cash management improve. Laoxiangji's story is part entrepreneurship, part logistics, and part social habit. A test case for homegrown fast food in China. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. See you next time.